Good morning you guys, it's Karen, and I wanted to come on here and do another video kind of food weight loss related and just say that I really appreciate how much you enjoyed the last video. So the keto things that I found that I love, and by the way I also love their tortillas, they're really nice. So I found lots of good things that I can eat from there. A lot of you commented that you wanted more content like that, so let me know, are you looking for more content on weight loss or keto, low carb? You know, I didn't know which one was the kind of pull. Was it the fact that it was low carb, or was it just because I was talking about weight loss in general? I would love to do lots more videos on this channel like that. And my kitchen, as soon as I get a new kitchen, I think I'll be so proud of it. I'll want to do videos in there, but it's quite difficult because it's quite dark in there and health-wise and whatnot. But I do have videos that I'd like to do for you. So yeah, I'll wait and see what you guys say and what's the kind of main thing you're looking for. But I thought today I would share with you 5, I suppose you could say, tips. They're things that I use to try and lose weight. And I have been writing these down for so long, and I never ever came and did a sort of diet tips or strange diet tips video, because I felt like until I've actually lost weight, I can't come and say that to you. You know, I can't come and tell anybody, these are my weight loss tips, but by the way, I haven't lost weight, you know, or I have lost weight, but I've put it all back on again. But I thought, you know what, at the moment, I think I can do it because firstly, I have lost weight. I have lost, I mean, not a huge amount. I've lost about 5 pounds, but I have and am losing weight. And secondly, because I know that these work and I know how to lose weight. This is the thing, people always suggest things when I talk about my struggles. They always suggest things and I'm like, I know how to lose weight. It's not that I don't know what to do. There are many different ways for me to lose weight. It's just having the focus and having the health to do them, and not being bad when I have migraine days and going, you know what, sod it, I'm just going to have a takeaway, because that food is comfort to me, you know. I suppose one thing I've never found is a way for food not to be comfort, because the way that they tell you to do that is to do something else, to do exercise, to do a hobby. The problem is when I have a migraine, there's nothing else I can do. I can't even watch TV. Anyway, let me talk through these things that I think have helped me. Number one, I've put, these are things I think that you may not have heard before. Number one, I've said, prove it to yourself once. So, you know, there's a lot of talk about intermittent fasting and how that's good for you and keto's good for you. You probably, if you have the same struggles as me, you probably look at a lot of these things and go, either I won't be able to do that, I'll be starving, or I'll want to snack, or like there's things you tell yourself, you know, or I can't be bothered weighing that every day, I can't be bothered working that all out, etc, etc. It was something I read in a kind of, I've read a few books about the psychology of it all. You know, I've read I Can Make You Thin by the hypnotist, and I've read another one that is, you know, it's all about your mind, that kind of thing. And some of the things are interesting in there. And one of the things was telling you what are the self-beliefs you have that you constantly tell yourself, and you write them down. And one of the things I had written down was that I simply couldn't go an evening without having snacks. And you write it down and it's like, okay, why do you think you can't do that? And then you write down the reasons. So I had written down because it's habit, because it's something I have done for many years. I have never not eaten in the evening. The evening is when I just sit and snack. And because I'm greedy, I'd put down is one belief I had about myself, that I'm greedy. I think my dad was greedy. I think my mum's greedy. We've all talked about it before. We think we are greedy people. Because I'm a foodie, because I just love food. And honestly, food is one of the things I look forward to. I wake up in the morning and I look forward to what I'm going to eat. Kev thinks this is hilarious. He never even thinks about it. To him, it's just sustenance. It's just because his tummy is hungry, he'll eat something. He said it's better if I enjoy it, but if I don't, it's like, oh well, it's still giving me the energy to carry on for the rest of the day. What it was saying is you have to challenge that, and it's almost like somebody's challenging you to, well, I bet you can't do this, you know. And so I thought, well, let me see if I can just do it once. Let me see if for one evening I can not eat anything after, say, 7 p.m. Because I was thinking I'll never be able to do the not have breakfast, but I might be able to, let's see if I can manage to one evening not have snacks and then just take it from there. So once you've done it once, you've proven it to yourself, and it starts to change that belief that you had. And so I did it once, and it was, I think this is the thing, it's never as bad as you think it's going to be. I mean, I was still drinking Diet Coke. I didn't have, oh no, I didn't actually that time. I didn't. I just had water. Had nothing but water after 7 o'clock. And for me, I don't think I've ever done that in my life, ever. And so it just became this kind of, I'm just going to do it once and see what happens. Once you've done it once, like I said, you've sort of proven to yourself that, well, you can do it. It's not as bad as you think. And if you kept on doing that, the more you do it, the more your brain would not believe the part of you that thinks you can't do it. I hope that makes sense. I don't know if I'm explaining this right. Like I said, there is a name for it. The more you do something, the more it becomes it's into your subconscious, and the more it will feel like something you've done all your life. Like you could get to a point where you never ate after 7 o'clock. Now, I managed it for about a week, and then what happened? I don't know whether we went on holiday, and then my migraines got bad, and I then stopped doing it because it's not something I enjoy, but it was something I could do. And I think if I carry on with it, I definitely saw a difference in my weight. So it doesn't have to be the not eating after 7 o'clock. It could be anything. It could be, I don't think I could live without chocolate. So give yourself a challenge of, say, going 1 day without chocolate. And then you don't have to say, I'll never have chocolate again. You could just say, well, I did it for 1 day, so let me see if I can do it for 2 days. Or I did it for 1 day, so maybe I'll do it for 1 day a week. Or, it's little things. I think people forget how much the little things add up. And I'm not one for going on a diet. I've never done Slimming World or Weight Watchers or any of that because I'm too fussy with what I eat. I'm too much of a control freak. I need to control it. I need to know what I'm going to eat and not have to follow strict guidelines. The only one I've been able to do is keto, because it doesn't tell you what to eat. It just says don't eat carbs, basically, or eat low carbs. And so I tried it with the breakfast one as well. Today's Friday. I tried it on Monday. And actually, the reason I tried it was nothing to do with dieting. I tried it because Monday was a day where I could take tramadol if I needed to. And so I can only take it a couple of days a week. And the challenge I always have is, when do I take it? Because if I take it before anything starts, then I've wasted it, and I could have taken that on another day when I needed it. But if I wait till the migraine comes on, sometimes it takes a couple of hours for the tramadol to work. And when it's really difficult is at weekends when we're going on a walk with Watson, because I might get up and feel fine, and then by the time we get to where we're going for a walk, I feel awful and can barely drag myself around the walk. So there's always that kind of, do I take it now or do I take it, wait and see how I feel? So one of the things I thought was, well, the thing that slows down the tramadol is my breakfast. So I thought, let me just wait as long as I can to have my breakfast, and then I'll decide. And if I need the tramadol, I can take it before I have my breakfast. And so I just had a coffee instead. I did have tea and coffee. I had almond milk in it, and I have erythritol sweetener. And so I did that on Monday, and I was like, you know what? It isn't as bad. And actually today I haven't eaten any breakfast, and it is 11 o'clock. That is unheard of for me as well. Normally when I get up, I have my breakfast. And so that's normally at like 7 o'clock. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 4 hours later, I'm not even that hungry. I think that's because I'm kind of doing keto. And so I did it Tuesday, I did it Wednesday. Yesterday, I didn't do it. Yesterday, I just said to Kev, I had a really bad migraine day yesterday, and I did take tramadol yesterday, and I felt awful. But I said to him, I'm going to have my breakfast to see if that helps, because I am hungry, and I want to see if that helps. And so, but it's fine, because just not getting to 11 o'clock without eating, I've not been doing the evening thing this week, by the way, so it's simply just not eating until 11. It's kind of reinforced it for me that, well, I can do it. I never in a million years imagined I would be somebody that could not eat because in the morning, because I wake up and think, breakfast, I literally think breakfast, or what have I got for lunch, it's all about my next meal. So yeah, that's number one. Prove it to yourself. Just try it just once. Just say, can I do this? And how does it feel? And you might do it and go, you know what, it doesn't work for me. I need to find something else, and then try something else and see if that works for you, and see if you can do things that you think you couldn't do. Okay, number 2 is a bit more of an actual action to do. Is if you really fancy something sweet, have something savoury. If you really fancy something savoury, have something sweet. So obviously you need to find sort of low carb or low calorie alternatives. So for me, if I've got a really sweet craving, I do have things I can eat on keto, but it is difficult. But if I've got a really sweet craving, I might go and have a piece of turkey breast meat or ham or something like that. And it rediverts your taste buds, or diverts your taste buds away from that sweet taste. Actually, there is some kind of chemical reaction and you no longer want something sweet. I don't think I've ever done it the other way. I don't think I've ever gone, oh, I really fancy crisps, let me have a strawberry. I haven't tried it that way, but from what I read, like I said, this is something I read in one of the many books I have. And I can do a review of the books if you like. Perhaps I'll come on and talk about the books and how they've helped and if they help. But they said it works both ways. So something to try for you. Number 3 is one that works for me because, you know how I said I like food and I'm always eating food. And when I say, you know, snacking in the evening is all I've ever done, I've kind of snacked all day, every day for most of my life. Even when I was going to the NHS office and wasn't working from home, I used to make myself a lunch, something like salmon and bulgur wheat or something like that. And I would take it in with me, but I would also take in, well, I'd have my breakfast at home and then I would take in 2 lots of snacks, one for the morning, one for the afternoon. Then when I got home, I would have a snack when I got home from the office, then I'd have dinner and then I'd have snacks in the evening. So I'm such a big snacker and I would prefer to have lots of small meals than having, you know, huge meals and no snacks in between. And so it's hard for me to go very long without food. This is one of the beliefs I had, you know, and one of the things that always reminded me of it was when a tablet would say, take on an empty stomach or 2 hours before food. And I'd think, well, that doesn't happen. You know, there's no empty stomach or there's no 2 hours before food. Anyway, one of the things that did help me to kind of forget about snacking is whitening my teeth, is by putting on the teeth whitener that you have to put on every day, the tooth whitening strips, and you have to keep them on for an hour. And I would just put that on at some point where I was like, oh, I really want a snack, but I've had my allowance, you know, so sort of mid-afternoon normally, I would put the whitening strip on, and it's just something else to try. And they do say cleaning your teeth helps. So if you don't want to whiten your teeth, then just go and clean your teeth. And that might just be enough, you know, you've got that fresh mouth feeling and you don't really, I don't know about you guys, but if I've just cleaned my teeth, I don't then want to go and have something to eat, you know. Generally you just enjoy that sort of fresh mouth feeling. So that's worth a go. Number 4, this should be called diets for those who don't like diets and who really like food. But number 4 is to have replacements for the things that you love. You know, if there are things that you really, really love, then you need to have replacements for them, or you might not be able to give them up. I don't mean like just chocolate, but chocolate, like for example, I know that I love chocolate. I always have loved chocolate. I will never go off chocolate. I will have chocolate here and there. But what I do on a daily basis is I have 1 or 2 squares of really dark chocolate, and that seems to satisfy my craving most of the time. But I also have a replacement of Diet Coke. Now, this isn't a healthy tip. This is a weight loss tip. But I have caffeine-free Diet Coke, and that's something that I drink. I wouldn't say I drink a lot of it. I have maybe 2 a night, but I have that with a lot of ice, and it's something that I can do and have instead of snacking, and there's no calories in it, you know. And so it's something else that you can perhaps turn to. You can maybe buy you know, like Ribena Light and things like that are squash type drinks if you do like sweet stuff, and have that instead. Or there's some really low calorie not yogurts, jellies. I tried them. I don't particularly like them. I mean, they're all right, but they didn't for me satisfy that craving, but I know people that do love them. What else do I use instead of cauliflower rice? Cauliflower rice on its own with a curry, say a chicken curry, is not that tasty. So what we did was we would have half of, so sorry you guys, that was an interruption because Watson was coming home. He's never normally this early. It's only 11:15. He normally gets home about 12 o'clock, something like that, but he's never been earlier than 11:30. Then my battery ran out, so I've kind of lost where I was. I think I was talking about rice. We mix half brown basmati rice with half cauliflower rice when we're having this chicken curry. And so that was like my replacement, and it's a lot less calories, it's a lot less carbs, and just little changes like that can make a difference. So I think if you find yourself replacements, if you're watching this and going, there's no way I can't snack in the evening, then find a snack that you can eat that is low calorie, like popcorn. Or what else is there? There's not many things that are low calorie, like those little mini cheddars I like to have. If you can just have one bag of them, it's not too bad. Now with rice, we've been having that protein rice, half protein rice, half cauli rice, so that we get a vegetable in it, and that makes it even lower carb. I don't know whether it makes it lower calorie. And then number 5 on this is find a way that suits you, which sounds really simple and really isn't simple, I know. But what I mean is, don't despair that you can't ever do a diet because nothing suits you. Because, I'm going to be 50 in a few weeks, and it's only in the last couple of years that I discovered keto and low carb, and I feel like low carb is what's going to do it for me. That's what suits my body. Whereas my friend, she is skinny now, but she was at one point a little bit big. I think she was a size 14 at her biggest. But she has, for her breakfast, she has a fruit smoothie. And then for her lunch, she has oats. And then for dinner, it's carby, put it that way. She eats a lot of carbs. She doesn't eat very much protein at all. She doesn't really like much protein. And funny enough, her and I were vegetarians when we met back when we were 19. But anyway, but that's okay. It doesn't make her tired. Her system's fine with carbohydrates. I can see from weighing myself every day that carbs are the problem for me. When I eat carbs, my body keeps it. It just holds on to it, and my sugars go crazy, and it makes me crave other things. And so you need to find the one that's right for you, and there will be a diet out there that's right for you, and it might not even be a typical diet. It could be your version of intermittent fasting. Maybe don't eat anything until 9 o'clock and then stop eating at, I don't know, 6, 7, whenever. You just need to find a rhythm and find something that suits you. And for me, like I said, this sort of keto seems to suit me. I'm trying to stick to it being keto, but for example, yesterday when I said I wanted to have my breakfast is normally a shake, and I have in it Alpro milk, linseeds, peanut butter, or not peanut butter, sorry, I've been having almond butter for quite a while now, almond butter. And then the thing that makes it taste nice and makes it taste sweet is the options, salted caramel. It's like a hot chocolate drink. And that makes it up to being a bit too carby for being keto, but that's what suits me. And so I had that yesterday. For lunch, I had a salmon fillet. And for dinner, we were supposed to be having chicken, but chicken in a black bean sauce. I'd looked at the black bean sauce and it was very, very carby. And actually I had such a bad migraine yesterday, and I had it with a really bad headache. Like, I spent a lot of the time in bed, and I said to Kev, this is one of those days where I just want to eat. Eating helps. If you've had a migraine, you'll know you get these cravings, you want to eat, and it helps your headache. And I said to him, and I just am so fed up, I just want to eat some comfort food. So we actually went to McDonald's, and I had 2 burgers. That's all I had. I didn't have the buns. I just had the quarter pounder burger or beef burger or whatever it's called. So I had 2 burgers. I couldn't eat the whole thing, actually. I had 1.5 burgers. And then I did eat something when I got home. What did I had made tortilla chips out of the tortillas. I just put them in the air fryer with some oil and salt on them. I had a couple of those dipped in Philadelphia cheese. So that was at 9 o'clock, so it was quite late. And I lost 1 pound from yesterday to today. And in between that, I had eaten a couple of little love hearts, which are called fat bombs. They're peanut butter fudge that I make. I think I've put the recipe up for peanut butter fudge. If not, I will do that for you because it's really delicious. And so, to eat all of that did not feel like a diet. I felt like I was being naughty because we had a McDonald's, and that's not something I do very much anymore. And I lost weight, but that's because I found the way that suits me. I made sure there's things that I can eat, and I can stick to low carb or lower carb, not no carbs, not necessarily keto. I'm not measuring whether I'm in ketosis or not. I'm just trying to eat as low carb as I can. And I think it's about finding the way that suits you. For my mum, it's Slimming World. My mum loves fruit, absolutely loves fruit and veg. I do love fruit as well, but for me, when I eat fruit, I just don't feel good if I eat a lot of fruit. I could sit and eat strawberries and watermelon and blueberries and all day long, but it doesn't make me feel good. But for her, it does. And so she'll have like the low-fat yogurts and loads of fruit, and she loses weight on Slimming World. Another friend of mine follows Weight Watchers, and she just finds that the easiest thing to sort of fit around her work, and she likes the Weight Watchers ready meals. And yeah, I think it's about finding the right one for you. So don't lose heart if you have not yet found that, because there will be a way, you know. And what I would say is start, you know, like I was saying about have replacements, or start slow. Just pick one thing. You know, I remember losing a lot of weight a couple of years ago when I just decided to not have my chocolate. And I think instead I had a rice cracker. You could buy these rice crackers with caramel on it, and I had that. You know, maybe just say, you know what, I'm not going to change what I do, other than I'm not going to eat crisps anymore. I'm going to have popcorn instead. Or, you know, I know a lot of people have said they're not drinking anymore, no more alcohol. That, again, I lost weight when I stopped alcohol for a while, and I still rarely drink alcohol in the week now. I do drink it at the weekend, a little bit, but just cutting out alcohol for a while, you know, it doesn't have to be a permanent thing, just a temporary thing. That seems to make a difference. So just choose one thing that you think that you can manage. So I feel like I'm lecturing, and I would love to do motivational videos, but I don't think I ever come across as particularly motivational. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but you know, I feel like it comes across as lecturing, and I don't mean it to. It's just I've been so desperate to lose weight all my life. I'm so desperate to lose weight and feel better about myself, and to not be where my mum is, where she's still dieting in her 70s. You know, I don't want to be obsessed with food all of my life in a bad way. I don't want to be depressed about it. I don't want to be at the point where I am now, where, like, obviously partly it's migraines, but I don't really socialise very much. And if, like, I would never go into Kev's office because I would not want people to see me this size. And I know you guys say I don't look that bad, but you don't see the whole of me. And, you know, I don't want to. I saw a woman the other day who I would have stopped and talked to, but I was kind of like, oh God, she hasn't seen me since I put all this weight on. And I didn't speak to her, and I hate that. You know, I would love to be much more social. I'd love to be much more into my clothes again. I used to do outfits of the day over on Beauty Maverick channel all the time, you know, and I don't do that anymore because I do it on Patreon, but I don't really do it on here. So that's why I'm so passionate about it, I guess, because I'm passionate about people still being able to love food, but finding a way to lose a bit of weight, you know. So I'm currently 81 kilograms. I was like 84, 85 kilograms, I think, back in January. So I've lost a bit, you know, but if I can get under the 80 mark again, I think I'll be on my way, you know, because I was thinking, like, at my dad's wedding, I was 75 kilos, but that was because I was on topiramate, which stops your appetite. That was the migraine drug, you know. I'd like to be 70 kilos, so I've got a long way to go, you know. It's a good 10 kilos I've got to lose. But hopefully I can find a way of doing it that doesn't make me feel deprived, and, you know, like, oh, this is so hard. Everybody says how hard it is, and I just think, bloody hell, life's too short for every single day being hard, you know. Every day trying to resist something just doesn't feel like much to me. But right, I'm going to stop rambling now because Watson's home and I need to go and have some lunch now. Yay, I can have some lunch. What am I going to have for my lunch? I'm going to have cheesy eggs today, I think. So I break 3 eggs into a bowl, and I always have to take out, you know, the little white thing that comes from the yolk. I have to take that out. It's something I've always done. So it ends up being like 2 eggs or 2.5 eggs by the time you've got rid of all that. Whisk them up, scramble them, and then I sprinkle some cheese in at the last minute. I have the Cathedral City Light, and it is absolutely delicious. It's just nice on its own, and it's filling, and it's low carb, and it's low calorie, and eggs are really good for you, and it's wonderful. So I might have that. And I want to cook some low carb Parmesan crisps for tonight as well. But yeah, hopefully you've picked something up from this. I don't know if you'll watch it all the way through because it's just me talking ahead, but do let me know what kind of videos you want on this subject, and I will do my best to provide them, and I'll speak to you again soon.